Fellas, so yeah, I continue to get questions about my motor and what I'm doing with it and what my current rig is and all that kind of thing. So let's go talk about that. I did a live cast yesterday and the audio was messed up and people are having trouble finding comments and things. So let's just go over the setup right now. My motor, the base motor, the power plant, is a Champion 196cc engine from Champion Power Equipment. That's what I use. The kit is an SPS Thailand Longtail small kit. And the two marry together well. I've made modifications to this engine. The main modifications are I have a high performance flywheel on here to help the engine spin up faster, create a stronger spark, and it's a safer flywheel because it's billet. I have a genuine Ru-Ying carburetor that's been rejetted. 20 thousandths on the idle jet, 38 thousandths on the main jet. I have a high flow intake. You have this here, which is that is purely for the crankcase vent, and then I have a Robertson's Torx tube, the straight pipe with an RLV silencer spark arrestor muffler. It doesn't really muffle it, just arrests the spark. How much power is it making right now? Yeah, less than 9 horsepower. Probably somewhere between 8.5 to 9 horsepower, right along in there. I also use a cold spark plug, the AR3910X. At one point in time, I had a genuine box stock racing engine on here, and I rigged a fuel pump with a true marine gas tank. And people have been asking, am I using, what's my current setup? Well, I'm no longer using that setup. As you can see here, the stock gas tank is on this motor, and I use that exclusively. I don't use anything else. Why? Why did I go back to the stock gas tank? Well, the main reason I went to the main gas tank, to the marine gas tank, was because when I'm on the lower portion of the river and I'm miles and miles downstream, I would have to refuel this top tank on the river, and I never liked the idea of being on the water trying to refuel that because I didn't want to have any gas spillage into the river or whatever. You know, I just didn't like it. So I said, man, if we just had a marine gas tank, get 6 gallons, eventually blew that engine up, as you know. While it was great, having a 6-gallon tank back there in the back part of this boat made it too heavy in the back of the boat. And these short little boats like that are hard to ballast out properly. That's why we're building the longer 16-foot boat. And the boat wouldn't plane properly. It would just continue to just plow water and would never get up on a plane and level out properly. Either we need to go down to a 3-gallon tank, but then you're like, well, okay, great, 3 gallons is all right, but you're still having to refuel on the fly, which was, what's the point of going all that route? I just went back to this because this will get me most of where I want to go, just this 1 gallon. A couple of other, if you have a 2-gallon storage and 1 gallon here, you have your 3 gallons, right? 1 gallon to burn, 1 gallon to get back to the dock, and 1 gallon in reserve. That's what you always go by. The reason I switched back to this is because I started having leaks. None of the sizes of the fuel lines matched. So I had to use adapters and fittings and tons of clamps to get